Bitcoin is right now retesting one of the most important levels of this entire consolidation phase, and on today's exact update video I'm gonna be talking about this most important level and this one, and how we could potentially open up a new trade if Bitcoin is going to come down towards this level. Also, ever since Fed Chair Powell spoke at Jackson Hole, we have seen more than 450 million US dollars in inflows on the spot Bitcoin ETF, clearly showing a different trend from large institutions that are right now investing in Bitcoin. I'm gonna be talking about this as well, and many other important charts that are telling us something about what currently is playing out here in the market on the bigger perspective, but also here on the lower perspective. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap the like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, I need to be discussing this very important pattern which we're currently creating, which is called a bull flag pattern, which we actually broke below of, because you can clearly see we found support over here, we found support over here, we found support over here, and currently we're breaking below it and actually retesting this level as resistance this time around. So Bitcoin is actually coming in towards a very important resistance level and could potentially see another break towards the downside. And if I'm looking at the 4-hourly time frame, we can actually start to see that we are bouncing from this very important support level right here, which I do not believe is extremely strong. We're already bouncing from it, but I think the chances are pretty big we can still break below it. And if we do see Bitcoin break below this level and come down towards the 61.5 to 62,000 US dollar level, it would be an opportunity of a lifetime, because this level I am pointing out right now is a very important level for the market, where Bitcoin historically has bounced from many times in a row. So yes, this is looking very exciting in my opinion, and actually we are just getting ready for another push towards the upside, especially like I said earlier in the video. Currently we can see that on the spot Bitcoin ETF we saw more than 202 million US dollars of inflows yesterday, but especially ever since Friday, Fed Jerome Powell spoke on Jackson Hole, and he basically said it is time to be adjusting our policy. And actually ever since he said that, the spot ETF saw straight away different behavior, from more aggressive buys from more ETFs that are actually buying Bitcoin, which is very interesting to see. So yesterday also BlackRock bought over 221 million US dollars worth of Bitcoin, which is of course quite insane if you would ask me. But clearly these institutions are not stopping at accumulating Bitcoin even around these levels. Bitcoin is sitting around 60,000 US dollars and they're still buying millions and millions worth of Bitcoin every single day. So this is very great to be seeing. And actually, if you're just looking at the bigger perspective, you can currently see Bitcoin is clearly hovering around the very big box of support. And I believe that this ultimate range here is a good level of accumulation. Like you can see on the daily time frame, here we got rejected, here we got rejected, here we got rejected, but here we found support on this level, and also right here we found support on this level. So yes, it is going to be likely that this level is of course a big level of resistance, but also if you're retesting it, it could provide a very well support for Bitcoin. And as we are currently retesting it, a bounce could be very likely for Bitcoin. But just like I said earlier in the video, maybe the bounce is going to take place here on the lower side on 61.5k, or already on this range right here on 63,000 US dollars. So interesting to see how this is playing out here, and hopefully we could get another push towards the upside. But since the funding rates remain to be negative, not as negative as they used to be, but they are still negative, which means that still the majority of the liquidity is of course laying above us. And yes, as long as people are heavily shorting Bitcoin, the prices are ultimately going to be going higher. And yeah, what we can currently see here is that still the majority of the liquidations are laying around 70,000 US dollars above. So that is going to be the ultimate targets we're going to be aiming for, because if we're going to be hitting those levels, that is the point where we are going to be seeing a big squeeze on the price action on Bitcoin. So yeah, very interesting. And also looking at Bitcoin right now here, we're just still in the midst of a major consolidation phase. I know it is extremely bearish, but guys, this is the time to be preparing your trading accounts here, because if you can take a good trade right here and you catch the next breakout of this major range right here, you could make life-changing wealth from one single trade here. And right now, you can actually claim a free $500 airdrop trade, which is extremely valuable. And all you need to do to claim it is go to the link description of today's video, sign up an account to Bybit using the highest links below. And if you do that, you can claim a free $500 airdrop position on Bybit. And it is extremely valuable, so make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. But anyways, we're just still consolidating in this big consolidation phase, and this phase is already consolidating for an approximately, let me say this correctly, 183 days here. And the longer this consolidation phase is going to be lasting, the more explosive eventually that breakout is going to be here. So we're just going to be waiting to see how it's going to be playing out here, but ultimately the big breakout is happening, and that is what we're currently waiting for. So you can see also here on the 2-day time frame, we're creating a massive bull flag pattern, which is not a top structure. No, guys, because many people are saying, but Bitcoin is creating a top structure. No, this is a top structure where we're creating a randoming top here. This is a top structure, but this is clearly a consolidation phase, what we are currently creating, and this is clearly indicating that the top for Bitcoin is not in yet, and many other on-chain indicators are also telling that as well. So Bitcoin is most likely going to be pushing much higher. So we are also still creating the cup and handle pattern, and for this one to really reach its price target and for this one to really start exploding, we need to see a break above the neckline, which is currently laying somewhere around 73 to 74,000 US dollars, and we're just waiting to see whenever that's going to be happening. It's ultimately going to be happening, but it's just a matter of time. And just like I said many times before, we're currently still perfectly on track for that next big Bitcoin cycle, guys. I believe in the 4-year cycle until it's proven otherwise. I mean, the 4-year cycle, if history is an indication, should be starting in approximately 50 days from now on. I mean, the 4-year cycle already started, but the bull market should start in 50 days from now on. So that is where I will be looking out for. And if you're just looking at the monthly time frame for Bitcoin, we're seeing an extremely bullish monthly candle, first of all, but second of all, we're seeing a very interesting consolidation with downward sloping resistance, horizontal support, consolidating above previous all-time highs, guys. This is just a very bullish structure. And if you, for example, would invert this chart, you would also say this is extremely bearish. So yeah, things are actually looking very good for Bitcoin right now in the bigger perspective, and we're just looking very ready to be exploding. And if you're just looking at the yearly candles, guys, so it is exactly playing out like it should be, and the yearly candle is actually looking quite bullish if you would ask me here. So yeah, this is it for me in today's update video. It was nothing special because there are not a lot of new stuff happening here on the imminent short term or on the bigger perspective. There are no wider changes right now happening, unless, of course, the spot Bitcoin ETF that is seeing massive inflows right now. So if you learned something from it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash up the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.